I am now in suburban New Jersey, but I was in London literally like 3 weeks ago. And I think I will make a bigger video about London, but I just want to make a quick message clear. Moving places, moving spaces, and traveling is not gonna solve your problems and it's not gonna make you happy. And I know it's like a little bit counterintuitive because everybody's saying like it really matters who you surround yourself with, like the kind of people you're with and the kind of city you're living in. And I think it's true. There is an extent of it. It's like you gotta do it both ways. You should choose the best city that everybody says is the best city for what you want to do if there's a specific industry, but it doesn't really apply to everybody. But you just gotta feel like you're in the best city. That's number one. But second, you really gotta make it work. Like it's not gonna be you just come there and it's magically a new life. Like, okay, I believed for a very long time that if I like, okay, let me set up. If I just move to the right place, if I just come to the right town and city and country, then all those wonderful things are gonna just magically start happening to me and I will be a different person. What I was really looking for is me becoming a different person, but every time I made that move, I wasn't a different person. I would be, obviously, I would transform, from the travels and things like that, but it was still me, it was still me. It wasn't the country doing like the job for me. It was still me. And I kind of hate to admit that, because I made travel such a big thing for my life for the past like couple years. And I've just come back from London where I thought, you know, it's gonna solve itself for me. I gained a lot. Like it kind of did solve itself for me, but I've just realized when I was there that you know what, it doesn't work that way. And actually, the whole Stoicism philosophy, Seneca in his letters to some guy, I'm sorry, I'm gonna probably put it here, but he literally wrote to him like, you take yourself with you. And the very reason why you set off wandering and set off traveling is always at your feet. You cannot escape it. So this is why like it doesn't really work, and all the sightseeing and all of that isn't gonna like bring joy to you just because you're the problem basically. And I was like, okay, I'm not, but I kinda am. So to every and I feel really comfortable here as well because when the outside is boring and you just don't want to go outside, for example, to like explore the city or I don't know, experience like catch that dopamine from the external stuff, you get to sit down with yourself and try to make fun with yourself. You just try to create fun for yourself because your brain is still going to be craving that dopamine and everything, but it's just not going to be that easily accessible by just stepping outside of the door or signing up for an event or like a networking thing or going on a date because for example like I don't drive. I can't get out of this place. I can't get out of this without supervision or without an extra reason. So I'm just very much confined to myself. The tragedy of the suburban housewife. Well, I'm not a suburban housewife. I'm just staying here with my relatives. But the point still stands, and I resonate with it very much. So yeah, the themes of homecoming. It actually is effective. You just gotta I guess you just gotta find a balance for yourself. Like, do you want to be creating and generating more, aka the internal focus stuff, or do you want to be constantly like consuming the external, which is just as valid? And I know people who like live for years like that. Or do you want to be somewhere in the middle where maybe you're not that interested in making something, creating something, or like being internal, like creator type of thing? You know what I mean? And maybe you want to balance between how fun it is outside and how fun it is inside. So feel like that's where most people find themselves. But the thing is, like, I've always been the kind of the internal stuff. Like, I used to be able to just stay at home for days without coming out because I had my projects. I would be like learning English and I would be learning other things, reading books, doing this and that, embroidery, all sorts of stuff. It was genuinely really fun. It was genuinely really fun. I didn't even have to talk to my friends. But then I kind of switched to the middle, and then I switched to the other extreme. And I think that I'm still internal. I'm still quite internal. I'm not the middle. But yeah, yeah, that's the very important point, and just gotta decide for yourself. But one point is really, really true. Like, just moving to a different country isn't going to solve your problems. You may be distracted from them. You may be distracted at the very beginning, for example, or maybe the first couple of months because you're figuring out how to set life up again. And this is kind of the trap that I found myself in because I would like establish this perfect routine and spend a lot of time and energy just setting up things in a new country. And it takes time and it takes effort. So it takes you away from actually living your life in a way. Like, yeah, you're still socializing, you're still meeting a lot of friends, etc., etc., but you're not deepening yourself, you're not deepening connections. And you kind of like imagine you're in a game and there's the main storyline, like Skyrim, like that's my favorite game, right? So Skyrim, there's the main quest line, and but you can kind of forget about it and just go off and do whatever you want, pretty much for the whole game. But that's the main storyline, and this is kind of the purpose of your character being in Skyrim is to like kill Alduin and save the world. So that's the main storyline. But you go on those side quests and you go on those side timelines and side quest arcs, which are actually probably more fun, in my opinion. But it just takes you away from the main quest line. So the same thing with moving. When you move all the time, it kind of takes you away from the main quest line because you have so much exciting side quests that you want to participate in, and you should probably. And you're gonna have all this portfolio of experiences and crazy stories to tell, but are you actually living your life or just like running away from it? Like running away from building your life, running away from yourself. It's not about anything else. It's more about like running away from yourself. So yeah, yeah. Sometimes getting on that plane is not a solution. And I'm still like I'm missing Korea a lot right now. I'm like I want to go to Korea. I want to go back. I want to travel. I want to go there. But I know that it's not real. It's not real. This desire, and I just kind of want to reminisce in the possibility. And the truth is, you can always go. Like I'm a firm believer that if there's a will, there's a way. So just just sit with yourself, really. And it's exhausting. It can be really exhausting. So just be kind to yourself and don't run away. It's not going to solve anything, honestly.